Hi, welcome to Think Human. I'm Chris, and in this video I want to talk about one ethical dilemma of self-driving cars, and this is brought up quite often in opposition to self-driving cars in terms of how could a self-driving system make ethical choices in the world. An example that's brought up about this is that imagine a self-driving car driving down the road. On the left side there's a small young little girl, and on the right side there is an old lady. Now the question is, should the programmers who make the self-driving cars make some kind of system of values inside the self-driving car that yes, the young girl has her whole life ahead of her, you shouldn't really hit her, you should hit the old lady, but then someone else comes along and says that all lives are equal. How could you possibly say that? First of all, I would say ask how the situation would change, or how would we look at it if instead of a self-driving car it was a human who had to make that choice. Whatever choice the human made, I'm sure none of us will be happy if they were in the same similar situation, whether they drive over the small girl or the old lady. No one will be really happy. So self-driving cars, like, what's the significance? Also, my main point about this would be that how often in our world does it happen that you're driving a car, in front of you on the left side there is a young girl, and on the right side there's an old lady. How often does it happen that you can't see it in front of you, you can't brake in time, you can't go between them, you can't go around them, you can't go back, you can't sound your horn loud enough from far enough away that they will go away. All of these things have to happen. You can't hit anything else, so you have to absolutely choose whether or not you run over one or the other. This is an absurd scenario, and I think this really is something that doesn't ever happen in real life. Maybe, 7 billion people plus, of course it happens somewhere, but I would say the lives saved potentially by self-driving cars way vastly overwhelms these kind of thought experiments that we should really worry about this. If one little child dies, or one little old lady dies, both little, if they die, or 1,000 people is saved by every this weird interaction, you get 1,000 people saved, I would say that overwhelms the kind of ethical moral dilemma. Like, isn't what we want is that most people are safe? Like, so that's why I think this kind of objection is a distraction, because it's interesting to think about these kind of things, but in reality, in practice, how much does it really happen that there is no other choice for the self-driving car to make than to actually hit one of them? There's so many other possibilities to prevent that situation, and I would say as long as the self-driving car system does all within its power to avoid such a situation, then we're good. And accidents happen, and freak accidents happen, and this is a part of life, and this world that we live in. So I see it more like a kind of a distraction that people bring out. It is interesting to think about, and what the actual solution would be, but I think it is distracting from the actual progress of self-driving cars and the potential lives saved. Like, how foolish would it be that self-driving cars wouldn't be released on the road just because people are not sure whether or not the car should drive over the little girl or the old lady? That's just absurd to me, as it seems, at least. So this is a really quick video I wanted to make about this. I would be interested to hear your ideas about this. I hope you got something interesting out of this. Thank you so much for watching, and take care.